The Kingston Society proudly presents the Townscape Awards 2023. In a poll, open to both society members and the public, the Kingston Society received 32 nominations for the Townscape Awards, across the 4 categories of new buildings of any size, renovation of old buildings of distinction, which have been refurbished or sensitively extended, landscape, any feature that has made a contribution to the borough environment, ecology, any feature that has ecology at the heart of its provision. Later it was decided to combine the landscape and ecology categories into one, greenscape, better reflecting the interconnectedness of these two elements. For the first time we have created a people's choice, a public vote on the 16 shortlisted nominations from which the jury chose their winners, and which it must be noted generated hundreds of votes. The jury, comprising local architects, ecologists and expert society members, had the challenging task of assessing and judging the 16 shortlisted nominations against an extensive range of criteria. Before we look at the shortlist, here is a whistle-stop tour of all the nominations with all their range and difference plain to see. For more than 60 years the Kingston Society has concerned itself with promoting high standards of planning, conservation and design in the Royal Borough. The Kingston Society Townscape Awards were established in 1989, the brainchild of Tony Leach, and were awarded annually to projects that, in the Society's view, had contributed most to enhancing the appearance and amenities of the Royal Borough. As Neil Philpott the chairman put it, we hope to demonstrate that it is not expenditure or grand scale that makes for success in townscape, but imagination, pursuit of quality, and a resolve to provide buildings that are pleasing in appearance and useful to their occupants or to the public. This year, 2023, the Society honours 2 past chairmen, Neil Philpott and Tony Leach, for their significant contributions to the Kingston Society. Tonight, we offer the winners of the Townscape Awards our congratulations in their success, in a competition that recognises that these kind of projects are of prime importance. Townscape Awards 2023. Sidon Mews is our new build category winner. Sidon Mews is a development of 16 residences in a site that was formerly a builder's merchant's yard in Lower Brighton Road, Surbiton. Comprising 2-storey buildings with 3rd-storey recess, fronting Brighton Road, they include flexible commercial space on the ground floor and 7 residential dwellings above, with 9 terraced properties to the rear. It is a small site, but the jurors were impressed by the skill of the developers in scaling the development, to capitalise on the available space and the context of the road. The jurors were appreciative of the way in which the site design fits in well with the surroundings in Lower Brighton Road, and enhances the townscape. There was praise for the architectural integrity in this development, something that the jurors would like to see repeated in other small housing developments in Kingston. Refurbishment category winner, St Matthew's Parish School. For the jurors, St Matthew's Parish School demonstrated a careful and successful restoration of an historical building that has great importance in its locality. The St Matthew's Parish School's building is one of the only buildings in the Tolworth area, designed by the eminent architect who designed St Matthew's Church, Charles Luck. These school buildings had unsympathetic prior owners and have been under threat of demolition twice since 2010. It is a triumph for our borough that the buildings have been preserved from this fate and restored in this 2018 development. The jurors admired the manner in which the fabric of the original Charles Luck Parish School building had been restored, keeping the fine elevation. They had praise also for the preservation of the later, 1901, addition to the school, along Broomfield Road, with slight, but very sympathetic changes to the window lines. The developer has managed to increase the space available devoted to the building's original purpose, a school, and also create 9 apartments in the original building, behind that beautifully preserved front. Our greenscape category winner is Berrylands Nature Reserve. This green and wild community space is located along Tolworth Brook, just where it enters the Hogsmill River, in Berrylands. What struck the jurors, first of all, was the success with which this reserve has become a much-loved part of the local community, through the brilliant efforts of a dedicated group. By bringing in enthusiastic volunteers and supporting the community around the reserve, these efforts have created an admirable complement to the townscape of Berrylands, ensuring the preservation of a range of different types of habitat, broadleaf woodland, oak trees, ponds, and grassland. For the jurors, the development of the Berrylands Nature Reserve offers an example to the rest of Kingston of the imaginative way that a local team can ensure that landscape and ecology is addressed in a manner that not only enhances people's appreciation of nature, but also enhances our townscape, with activities ranging from maintaining paths to coppicing indigenous hazel trees. The Townscape Awards, People's Choice, Queen's Promenade Friends. This guerrilla gardening initiative is an exemplar for recognizing the potential in a neglected corner of our townscape and then marshalling the energy and imagination of a dedicated team of volunteers to realize something new, beautiful and of value to a huge number of Kingston residents. The original goal of rescuing a garden has grown from creating the original pocket park and now includes the Ravens View Garden, an Italian garden opposite St. Raphael's, and the Sensory Garden, rising in a place where there was, previous to 2018, dereliction and abandoned rubbish. The jurors admired the efforts that have been made to include local schools and community volunteers to contribute to the upkeep of the gardens, and the rescuing and repurposing of artifacts like the Victorian gardener's hut, and old broken benches, as well as the new planting of, for instance, a rose hedge, ornamental fruit trees and other indigenous species.